Okay, what I'm going to share with you now is how I work the top flower. I'm going to say again that probably what I'm about to stitch is going to be totally different to what I've worked here. I've got the 13mm ribbon, and I've actually selected the other colour that's in the variation of the purple in the 13mm. So I cut the ribbon at the stage where it was about to change colour. I have tied a very tight knot in the end of the 13mm ribbon. A very, very tight little knot, and trimmed away a lot of the excess ribbon. The more you leave excess ribbon beyond your knot down here, the more it can get caught up as you do your stitching of the silk ribbon. I'm going to bring the needle up from the back. You have to hold your mouth the right way and wriggle when you go to do this. And I'm simply going to work. Now, for those of you that might have my book, you will find that the numbering has changed slightly in the order that I do the petals. What I'm going to do, explain now, is I'm going to actually work the outer two petals first. So I'm going to form the outer diameters of the skirt of the fuchsia, the skirt of the ballerina. Again, you've got to just wriggle the needle a little bit. It does come through. You've just got to wriggle it. Now, I don't use laying tools in anything. I don't use them except on very rare occasions do I use a laying tool for my needlepoint. And at times I will use the eye of a needle with the silk ribbon. So I'll pick up another needle and I just use the eye of the needle to lay. I know my friends in North America are very, very used to using a laying tool. So if you want to use a laying tool, please go ahead. I also do not worry about the ribbon if it's creased at all. So when you get your kits, some of the ribbon may have creased. It is pure silk. You can iron it. But you don't have to, because the creases hopefully in it won't be too sharp. So you'll probably find as you do your stitching that the creases will come out. Now this fuchsia is not going to be quite as plump as the one on the finished champagne bag. Again, you've just got to wriggle your needle. And you see how I use my finger just to get that ribbon to lie flat. When you're working with silk ribbon, there are some very important points. And one of them is that you must go into a new hole all the time, except on very rare occasions. You cannot expect to stitch silk ribbon through the same hole all the time. It's too easy to catch it. Also, I'm working with the chenille needle with the silk ribbon. That's why I've always been a chenille needle worker with silk ribbon. That's just what I like to do. Okay, so I've got my two outer petals in. I'm now going to work probably two more, and that may, oh no, just a minute. There we are. I've got one in the middle. So I'm going to do a sneaky. The one in the middle has sat beautifully. It's sat really, really well, and the ribbon sitting out wide. This is part of the delights of silk ribbon. You cannot preempt what the ribbon's going to do. So just work with it. Understand what the ribbon's doing and work with it. Relax. Sometimes in my classes I even suggest ladies have a little glass of wine when they go to work with silk ribbon. Not that I want you to drink and stitch, but it just means you can relax. I want you to switch off and relax a little bit. Now, because the ribbon has given me 3 really nice stitches, but the middle stitch is slightly covering the right hand stitch, I'm now going to sneak another stitch in, but I've got to do this very, very carefully because I don't want to catch any of the ribbon at the back as I pull it through. Ah, Yum, look at that. Now I'm just going to turn the video off and get the camera a little bit closer to this so that you can just see it a little better. Back in a sec.